So Paul Ryan has resisted throwing his hat into the ring to become the new Speaker of the House. Republicans have effectively been begging him for a while now to jump in, but he said no. Well, now he's reconsidering, and he says he'll do it, but only if certain demands are met. So Think Progress is reporting on this, quote, Ryan has 3 young children who live in his hometown of Janesville, Wisconsin with his wife, Jana Ryan, and he travels back every weekend to spend time with them. By continuing this tradition, he may have to forego some speaker duties, like traveling the country to raise money for the party. His demands may do a credit to parents across the country by making visible the challenge of juggling jobs and children. But while Ryan seeks to preserve his own balance between his work and his family, he's pushed policies that would make doing so more difficult for others, particularly poor parents. All right, so divorcing this from his record, is what he's saying reasonable? Yeah, I'd say yeah. I mean, you're a parent, you have a life, you want to have a life outside of your job. That's perfectly reasonable, perfectly acceptable, and I wouldn't go after you if it weren't for the second half of this story. So now let's get to the second half of this story. He doesn't want to work any weekends, which again, I understand that, but dude, Congress only works about 130 days a year. Compare that to, I don't know, any other fucking job in the country? You have the easiest, you get paid a good amount of money, as people in Congress do, and you only work 130 days. And this guy's like, outrageous. If I'm going to be Speaker of the House, I can't work any weekends. Because obviously I got to spend time with my kids. What do you think? What are you gonna make me a slave and make me work? What? It's 130 days they work now. 155 days a year? Ooh! God, it's so ridiculous. These guys are so ridiculous. You work so much more than they work, and he's bitching about this. Unbelievable. Now, it's not only that, and they hinted to this in the article here. This is a perfect example of elitism. So you know how Republicans always attack Democrats? Or I should say the establishment Republicans, the ones in the party, the elected officials. Oh, the elitist Democrats, so out of touch with the American people and blue-collar worker. Well, nonsense. I mean, the Democrats fight much more for the middle class and the poor. They're not perfect. Both parties suck, but they're much better than you guys are. You guys are, we're the party of tax cuts for the average Joe. Really? Then why are all your plans cutting taxes for the rich and raising them on the average Joe? You never have an answer for that, do you? But this is elitism because he's saying, well, I mean, come on, I'm human. I got to spend time with my kids. What the fuck is wrong with you? Can I get some time off? He's against laws that are for paid sick days. He's against laws for paid vacation days and paid family leave and childcare. And this is a guy who's made comments about how the poor are just lazy and they don't have the same kind of work ethic. Meanwhile, the poor are working much longer hours than you. But when it's him, well, come on, you gotta, the same set of rules don't apply to him. He's a congressman. I mean, he's part of the ruling elite. And he wants this very important job of Speaker of the House. Obviously, he's above the rules. He's above the fray. He's not like you. You're the peasant class. You're beneath him. So if you want to take some time off for your kids, well, you're fucking lazy. I mean, you should expect to make less money. You don't expect to get anywhere. You want to take care of your kids? You gotta work. What is this? That's for you. For him, oh, I'm human. I just need time off to spend with my kids. What the fuck's the problem? All right, you want time off to spend with your kids? Well, then vote for, paid leave when it comes to sick days. Vote for vacation days, family leave, maternity leave, paternity leave. Vote for childcare. Don't go out there and arrogantly say the poor are lazy when they work much longer hours than you do. Jeez, I mean, they find a way to always be hypocrites. They're always fucking hypocrites. Again, I would get it, because I would vote for those things. I'd vote for paid vacation days. I'd vote for childcare. I'd go down the laundry list. I'd vote for all those things. So it would be more reasonable if myself or somebody like me that has those positions said, I do need some more time to spend with my kids. People go, okay, that's fine, because you're not saying other people shouldn't have that same thing too. But these guys, no shame. No shame, and they just don't grasp the concept of hypocrisy. They don't understand that it's not logically acceptable for them to apply a different standard to you than they do to themselves. And that's one of the many reasons why they're such jokes.